Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is JT from Above and Below the Bar. I got some news about Canelo Alvarez, and Michael Benson must have asked him some questions about Demetrius Andrade, and this is what Canelo said about Demetrius Andrade or Andrade. He said the truth is he hasn't fought anybody, and he's also very boring. Maybe he's a good fighter, but he's a boring fighter. When there's a boring fight, people are going to blame me. He doesn't represent a challenge because he hasn't fought anybody. Now, I was kind of blown away a little bit what he said in where I just read to y'all. And you know, one thing is I would like to see that fight. I think a lot of people like to see that fight. I think the only people probably the people who don't want to see that fight or don't care about the fight is the Canelo fanboys or Canelo fans, whatever, right? But the thing about it is, I would think that, you know, the words that he was saying, it just seemed like it don't make him look good if he said this. First of all, I'm just keeping it real because, you know, one thing about Canelo Alvarez, it seemed like to me, he doesn't care about what nobody said about him. So why would you care about somebody saying that the fight is boring or not? You see what I'm saying? If the fight is boring, they're gonna boo Demetrius Andrade. They're really not gonna boo Canelo Alvarez because he's somewhat of a kung fu fighter in a sense. You know what I'm saying? He bring the fight to you in a sense. I mean, he changed up his style a little bit, of course, prior to fighting Floyd Mayweather after he got defeated, right? I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to adapt and get better, right? And which he did, I would say. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez. But you know, one thing is he hasn't fought anybody. Yes, I agree with that now. I agree he haven't fought nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, Daniel Jacobs don't want to fight him because he said they friends and stuff like that. Jamal Charlo haven't fought him because I don't know. It seems like Jamal. I don't know. Well, I will say this: Demetrius Andrade. I think I don't know if it was Jamil or Jamal. He didn't fight them. He skipped out on that fight. You know what I'm saying? I think he withdrew from that fight. Now it could have been on his part or whatever, or because it maybe because the money wasn't right. I don't know. But it didn't make Demetrius Andrade look good in that situation. I would definitely say that, right? But at the same time, talking about he's a boring fighter. I mean, Laura, you fought Laura. I don't think that was a boring fight. I don't think I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that was a boring fight. That was a good fight. Everybody think you lost that fight. And then Demetrius Andrade is like a Laura, but with power. And he's taller too on top of that. And he's younger. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and you fought Floyd Mayweather. Now, was that a boring fight? That wasn't a boring fight. And you know, one thing is kind of funny. You talking about he haven't fought nobody. You the face of boxing. You should not be talking the way you're talking now, like what I read. You should not be talking like this. And the thing on top of this is, you know, people gave you the chance when you was nobody, when you didn't fight nobody. They gave you a chance, like Shane Mosley, he was way out the door when you fought him. Miguel Cotto was way out the door when you fought him. Floyd Mayweather was out the door too at the same time, but he beat you. They gave you a chance to fighting them. That's why you got your clap from Floyd Mayweather by default. You the cash cow by default because you didn't win that fight. That's how I look at it, right? Maybe I might look at it different, right? But he didn't win that fight. He didn't win. I don't think he win. I think he probably won one round, maybe one round. He didn't look that good. Now, I can see he probably got three or four rounds in it and won, but you didn't win no round. You didn't win no rounds. You didn't look good on your debut on pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying, with Floyd Mayweather at all. And that's the reason why Floyd Mayweather did pick you and stuff like that, because you did have a flaw. I mean, that's what most fighters do. They pick fighters because they do have a flaw and they're gonna take advantage of their flaw, right? But at the same time, I will say, and he said something about maybe he is a good fighter. Well, yeah, maybe he is a good fighter, but you ain't giving him a chance to fight. You the face of boxing. You're supposed to be fighting. I mean, you should make a name for yourself with new fighters that's almost in your uh, in your age bracket. I would definitely say that instead of passing like Sean, because you know what I'm saying, like Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Austin Trout. I mean, Austin Trout is in his Austin Trout is in his age bracket. And he did beat. I would say I will give it to him. Canelo Alvarez beating Austin Trout, but Laura he lost against Laura. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And of course, he lost against Floyd Mayweather and stuff like that. Even some people say he lost against Triple G the first fight, and then they said some people say he won the second one, which you know what I'm saying. I mean, I wouldn't even argue with that, but at the same time, man, I mean, they did give you the chance. I mean, they did give you the opportunity to fight them, but you ain't gonna give this dude, Demetrius Andrade, to fight you. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's kind of funny because like the movement of Demetrius Andrade is gonna give him problems. He always had problems with people who fought like that. Who's a um who like to move a lot in the ring instead of standing in front of you and getting hit and taking two blows and then giving blows. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, he's a slick fighter with power. And to me, Canelo Alvarez, he just told on himself with this, man. And one thing I told y'all that if Canelo Alvarez beat Sergey Kovalev, and if he beat him in a clear cut win or by knockout, he's gonna be the number one pound on my list. But with this right here, man, at the same time, this doesn't really make him look good at all, man. It doesn't make him look good at all. I don't care what nobody say, man, because you know what I'm saying, like he hasn't fought nobody, but nobody don't want to fight him. He can't get no fights if nobody don't want to fight him. He calling you out, but you don't want to fight him because he's a boring fighter. Like you care about what everybody else said, but now you care about what people say about you, who you fought, who you fight. Come on, man. Come on, get out of here with that. You know what I'm saying? He said he doesn't represent a channel because he hasn't fought anybody. See, that's just an excuse to me a little bit. No, it ain't a little bit. It is an excuse. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when it comes, I'm gonna tell you something, man. When it comes to, I'm gonna say something. I never really said this, but when it comes to black fighters, you know what I'm saying, with that slick style, he has problem with them. Laura, Floyd Mayweather, you know, even Austin Trout. He has some problems with Austin Trout, but he got the knockdown. So that's the reason why he got that win. You know what I'm saying? Well, Triple G, he was gonna have a Triple G, when he did get I think it was 154 or 160 pound, whatever. When Triple G was in the same division as Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo Alvarez won the belt, but Canelo Alvarez gave up the belt because he didn't want to. He said, "I'm not a true 160 pounder." That's what he said, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That was a long time ago. People might forget about that, and now he's going up to 160, 175 to fight Sergey Kovalev. Look at that. Look how hypocritical he is. Look, you know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why he's not number one pound number one. Clem Bruderall, the way he was, the way he's talking now, and the reason why he gave up his belt to fight be a franchise champion instead of fighting Jamal Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Some people say he ducked Jamal Charlo, which I mean I can't argue with that. You know what I'm saying? I can't even help him. Some people gonna say, well, he didn't do that. Why did he accept it? He didn't have to accept that title. It's not even a belt. It's just a title, a privilege. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna make him look good. I remember I told y'all Deontay Wilder would never accept that title, and you fall hard, you hard, sweating tears for that belt, and you just gonna give it up like that. It seemed like to me he didn't want to give up. He seemed like he didn't want to fight Jamal Charlo, and then on top of that, like. To me, I think Canelo Alvarez can beat Jamal Charlo. I think he probably will beat Jamal Charlo because Jamal Charlo's right there to be hit. Jamal Charlo is just strong. He got a good chin. I would definitely say that. Demetrius Andrade, he ain't gonna stand in the pocket be hit. He can stand in the pocket bang with you, but if he feel like if that's not his strong point. He's a slick. He give you different angles, man, in and out, in the pocket, out the pocket. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be hard for Canelo Alvarez to that's gonna be an uphill battle for him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Daniel Jacobs, I get Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez beat Daniel Jacobs. Daniel Jacobs there to be hit because he's not a slick fighter. He's somewhat like Jamal Charlo. That's why I said Canelo Alvarez can beat. I think can beat Jamal Charlo. But do he think he could beat Jamal Charlo the way he moving around? You see what I'm saying? And you could get good names on your resume instead of the old timers, the people that you beat was past your prime, which you didn't even knock out. You didn't even knock down. You didn't even knock them out. Miguel Cotto, Shane Mosley, Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? You knocked out Amir Khan, which got and then he was winning the fight when you fought him. You see what I'm saying? So he just suspect. He only got 5.4 million views on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. He don't got like 25 million or 30 million. But I think that is due because he don't speak English. Nobody can relate to him, and maybe the people from Mexico or Mexican descent in America can relate to him a little bit. Even the people in America, Mexican descent, some of them still don't ride with him like that. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe they just don't like him because they just don't like him. But because of on the flip side, because the way he moving around in the professional boxing. You know, one thing is if he fought Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, he always beat Daniel Jacobs, Austin Trout. So you know what I'm saying? He would have 2 or 3 people on his resume that are like in his age bracket that are good fighters. Austin Trout and Daniel Jacobs, he got them out the way and he beat them. You know what I'm saying? Now you know what I'm saying? Now he's going for sugar cover, which is not going to be an easy fight for both fighters. It's going to be a hard fight, and it depends on how he beat him. But I don't know, man. This right here, that means that if he's not going to give Demetrius Andrade the opportunity to fight him. That I mean, I don't know about this. I think I'm gonna change my mind about him, about being pound for pound number one. Because you don't talk like this. Floyd Mayweather never talked like this. Well, I did. Floyd Mayweather did talk the way when he fought Manny Pacquiao. He didn't want to fight Manny Pacquiao. I will say that. But he did fight him. But maybe Canelo Alvarez might come around and change his mind and stuff like that because he's still young in the game too. But he do got a lot of wear and tear on him. So I will say that. But we got to see, man. Time will tell. But the way he talking, it seems like Demetrius Andrade never will get a shot. You seem like Jamal Charlo will never get a shot. You know what I'm saying? And Triple G want to fight him again. He don't want to fight Triple G again. You know what I'm saying? He talking about he'll beat him, but he don't want to give Triple G a chance. You know what I'm saying? Because Triple G is a tough opponent too at the same time. And they think that Triple G won that fight. And some people say that the last fight that Canelo Alvarez won that fight, the judges gave it to him, of course, but it was a clear cut win for Canelo Alvarez. So, I mean, the face of boxing, man, I don't know, man. He is, but he's not looking at a lot of people say he's suspect. You know what I'm saying? You got even Mexican descent people, you know what I'm saying, he's suspect. You know what I'm saying? Clint Bruderall, you know what I'm saying, this right here, what I'm talking about, he don't want to fight Demetrius Andrade because he's boring. He might be a good fighter, but he's a boring fighter. He never done nothing because you don't want to give him a shot. You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't want to give him a shot. And you the face of boxing. You should not be the way you talk. You should not be the face of boxing. Terence Crawford won't talk like this. Then Deontay Wilder won't talk like this. You know what I'm saying? They won't talk like this, man. Errol Spence won't talk like this either. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. But what do y'all think about what he said in this paragraph? In this sense, what y'all think about what Canelo Alvarez talking? Do you think that sound like a duck move to me, to y'all, or what? Yes or no? You know what I'm saying? And if you think no, explain yourself. Leave a comment at the bottom of my page, subscribe to my page, like my page, hit the notification bell for new videos from me. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt. All right, bye.